Well, hello there, folks. Happy Sunday is the day that I'm recording this. And yes, my wife camped all week, and I joined her this weekend. So we're actually finishing up our fall camping trip. So I hope to be able to do both these in this lovely setting on Sunday afternoon. What we'll do today is talk through the Bible translation exercises in both chapters 12 and chapters 13. Now, what I've done, and I hope this will work. Okay, let's see there. Okay, good. Now, let me kind of make this bigger, see if I can do that. Good. Okay. Um, they These are not in the answer book. So I've taken pictures of them. I hope you can read this. And what we'll do is just go through each one of them and just talk through as I would as I were reading it myself. Now I'm going to read slowly to make sure that I pronounce correctly. So we see there, lechem lo achal, umayim lo shata. Now, what's a little bit unusual about this exercise is that these are not strong verbs. And so the pattern that you learned in the strong verbs are not going to necessarily be here, but this is mostly about, I assume, just recognizing call perfect like forms. Okay. And so we have here, again, this is a little unusual to have the sentence begin with a noun, as we'll see as we go through here, in narrative Hebrew. So the stories, about the kings, Genesis, etc., usually they begin with the verb, not always. When they do, however, begin with something other than the verb, it's something worth noting. Usually, in some way, it is the writer trying to point out the importance of the word in the context. Okay, there's that. So let's just see here. We have lechem lo achal. So bread, lechem. Lo is not. That's the usual negation for the call perfect. Achal. Achal is the verb to eat. That's its lexical form, to eat. So we have here the call perfect third masculine singular. We see that because it does happen to have here the the comets in the first root letter under the aleph, and then a patak in what is called the stem vowel. That is the vowel in the middle root letter. Here it's a chaf. So achal. So lemech lo achal, he did not eat bread. Then we have, let me pull my thing here so you can find me. Umayim lo shata. Okay. So again, I often before, I think it's always, but certainly often. This is a vav. This is the vav of and, but before a mem, that becomes a shrik. There's the word for water, umayim, and water. Lo, not shata. Now, shata is actually a weak verb. Okay, this is a weak verb as well. There's the aleph at the beginning. So this is not a strong verb in which all three of the consonants are either not gutturals. So aleph, ayin, chet, chet, chef, and no, wait a minute, chet, het, and or not kaf, not kaf, chet, het, and hey, het, hey, and resh. So that's again aleph, ayin, chet, hey, and resh, the gutturals. Okay, those any guttural makes it a weak verb. Resh is a little funny, but let's just say that it is. And then also, as you'll find out next week, verbs that in their root form, the root begins either with a yod or a nun. Also are considered weak verbs, and Susanna will go over that with you starting next week. Okay, so this was a weak verb, and this is a weak verb also because it ends in hey. That's why this is a comments, not a patak. Don't worry about that. You'll learn about that in the next week or two. So this is, just assume this is the same thing as if it were a patak. So we have shata. So that is, again, a call perfect. So I think we know now, call perfect, third masculine singular. So he did not eat bread, okay? And he did not drink water. So he did not eat bread and he did not drink water. And in a way, you could say that they were bread he did not eat and water he did not drink. But that's probably a little bit too poetic for Exodus. This is actually describing, I believe it's Moses on the mountain. So that is number one. Let's go number two. Ko Amar Adonai. Again, there's the tetragrammaton that I say Adonai. Ko Amar Adonai Tzavaot. So Adonai Tzavaot Elohe Yisrael. Ko Amar Adonai Tzavaot Elohe Yisrael. So ko is thus. Now here's our verb. Okay, Amar. That is the verb to say, usually. And we're going to get to see that that's said so many times, say. And if you'll see here, that is, there's the comments and there's the patak. So this would be a third masculine singular, call perfect, Amar. And we have Adonai, Silvaot. There we have the Lord. Best when you see the tetragrammaton to translate it as the Lord, Tzebaot of hosts. So this is in the construct form. This would be the absolute noun, Adonai Tzebaot. And there isn't a vav here, so you just have to, in English, we would add it, but Elohe Yisrael. Elohim is the usual word for, one of the words for God. And here we have it in the construct form with the tzere yod, Elohe Yisrael, the God of Israel. And again, it would be the Lord of hosts. Of course, the Lord, that's a proper name. And then the God of Israel, we would probably say not just God of Israel or a God of Israel. It is the God of Israel because, again, the Israel is in the absolute position, and it is a proper noun. So there we have, this is therefore definite, the God of Israel. Thus said, and in general, it's best to translate right now the perfect as a simple past. Just a second here, let's make a note. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Now, it's interesting, if you look this up in Jeremiah, it actually will translate Amar, not in the past, but in the present, which just kind of goes to show that Hebrew is one of those things that people have a lot of ways of looking at. It's interesting because really, as it says in the book, now verbs of perception, verbs of kind of like cognition, those are oftentimes, even though they're in the perfect, which means the action has been completed. It does not have anything to do with time. And that's the verbal aspect of completion. So we usually do say in English, as we're learning the verbs, past tense, he did something. Here he spoke, or God spoke, the Lord spoke. But it is, again, not about time. So generally the perfect can be the Lord spoke, the Lord has spoken, the Lord had spoken, the Lord will have spoken. In all those, clearly the deed is done. Okay. Now, that's what makes this a little unusual to translate the Lord says. I mean, so this is really says, not spoke. It's a different verb. The Lord says, But again, that's just kind of Hebrew can be. So let's not say anything more about that than just to say, thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Okay, well, let's drop down here. Okay. Hein, hein, ha'adam haya ka'achad mimnu. No, mimenu. There's a second hole there. Okay, so let's throw that. Hein, ha'adam haya ka'achad mimenu. Okay, all right. Hein. I think you guys have had that. Hein is a particle that says like behold. We also say hine, which is the plural. Hein, behold, see, take a look. Hey there. Okay, this is the Godhead speaking among itself, right? So in Genesis 3:22, so behold, Adam, the man, the human, the person, Haya. Now there's our verb. Now, Haya is a verb that you'll come to know well. It is in its lexical form right there. To be. It is also to become. So to be or to become. So probably become fits better here. That's what I think you'll find in most translations. Behold the man, okay, perfect. So that means he became, or the person became, or has become. Well, that works better here. Behold, the man has become. K, there's our inseparable prefix, the kaf. Okay, and here like as or according to. So, and this is echad, achad. Remember that is, we talked about last week in Numbers. So that's like one. So behold, the man has become like one. And here we have mimenu. And there we go. There's the inseparable preposition min, from, out of, usually it's a source that can mean quite a few things. And then, so, and remember that it changes these kind of forms as these funky things when a pronominal subject, or object, pronominal object, is added to it. And here we have new, us. There's the first person plural form, mimenu. So out of us has become like one from us, one out from us, one of us. Okay, so here we have that. Behold, the man, haya. That's the verb again. That would be call perfect. Third, masculine singular. Why is it masculine? Because it is Adam, the person, which is a masculine noun. Ha Adam, haya, ka'achad mimenu, like one of us. Okay, now pull this up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now let's look at this one. Okay, velo halach b'derech Adonai. Velo halach b'derech Adonai. Yeah, that would baderech. No, that would be baderech. Yeah, because that's a derech has a segalet, which has the two segulas, and those are usually pronounced on the first syllable. So we have and lo and not halach. You'll get to know this one well. This is a verb, but it's, see, there's the comments, the patek. So we know call perfect, third masculine singular. So it would be a he, right? This is the verb to walk. It is to walk. It's kind of to, to kind of, I guess, well, let's just say to walk. Okay. So it is the verb to walk, and sometimes to go, but to walk is especially. And so he did not walk baderech. Okay. There we have the inseparable prefix, the bet, in, with, among. Derech is the word for road or the way. Okay. Adonai. Okay, so baderech Adonai, this would be construct. It would be what it would be definite because the absolute noun is uh, is formal. It's a proper noun, Adonai. So he did not walk. Lo did not walk. He did not walk in the way of the Lord. And this is one of those kings, of Judah. I think it was Ammon. So, but I mean, they say this all the time in the kings. They never get it right. Velo halach b'derech Adonai. Number 5. All right, now here, notice this. Halo Adonai yatsa lifnecha. Okay. Lefanecha. Yeah, lefanecha. Yeah, right. Yeah. Halo Adonai yatsa lefanecha. Okay. Now, what is that there? That ha is the interrogative particle. So this is now a question. That is the same thing as if in English we had a question mark down here. Hello. So we probably would start saying, did not, Adonai, did not the Lord, Yatsa. And these are verbs that are not strong verbs, but they're very common verbs that you'll be learning very soon. This is, in essence, to go or to come out. So to go out, come out, and it's movement outward, going out or coming out. Lifnecha, lifanecha. Sure and say because there's the commas there. Lifanecha. Remember, lifne is before, and here we have that pronominal. Uh, Suffix cha, ju, and yeju, what? Because there's the comments. It is the second person singular masculine. Okay, so did not the Lord go out or come out before you? Okay, and the verb again here is yatsa. Why it has that comments there, again, that has to do with this olive here. Don't worry about that. This is, again, a call perfect third masculine singular. All right. Okay. Or not, this one now. Shlomo. Okay, that is, see that comments in that poem there. Shlomo Yashav al Kisei David Aviv. Okay. V'shlomo yashav al kiseh David Aviv. So this is proper noun that and, okay, before the shin, that the vav becomes a shurik. Shlomo is Solomon. Okay. So, and Solomon yashav. Now that is one of the vocabulary words for 13. Basically, is to sit or to dwell. Okay, and this is actually it's a root verb as well because it has the ends with begins with the yod, but don't worry about that. It has the form. There's the comments. There's the patak yashav al kiseh. That is upon the throne, upon the seat of David. David al kiseh David Aviv. Av, father. Okay. If you kind of remember the construct form we talked about last week of Av is Avi, and then here is whether it's a Vav or a whole Vav. That is, of course, the pronominal suffix, third person masculine singular, his father. So since this is the absolute noun, Kiseh, David are both construct form. Viv, it is a noun with a suffix, so a pronominal suffix, so therefore it is definite. So that means it is upon the throne, the seat of his father David. Okay. So there's some review there. Here again is the verb yashav. Comets, patak, all perfect, third masculine singular. Okay. And then let's go here. Adonai, there we are. Adonai, Elohechem, Elohechem, Natam lachem, et haaretz hazot. Adonai, Elohechem, Natan lachem, et haaretz hazot. Again, usually begins with the verb, so we're definitely wanting to say something important about the Lord. Okay. Elohe, Elohe, that's the construct form. Construct forms then add on the pronominal suffix, which is the possessive. Him is your, the Lord, your God. Natan, here's the verb. Natan is the verb for give. Okay, so there it has the comets, it has the patak. So this is called perfect, third masculine singular, because Adonai is masculine. So Elohim, Elohechem, the Lord your God, Natan, gave, lachem, okay, to you. There's the separable prefix, lamed, to, for, him, you, same, no, not here. It's here in English. It's a pronoun, where this is a possessive adjective. Your God gives to you et haaretz hazot, this land. Okay, so the Lord gives, has given, or the Lord your God has given, gave to you this land. All right, let's pull over here. We got a couple more. Okay, a nice big long one here. All right. Ko asa David v'ko mishpato kal ha yamin asher yashav bisde Philistine. Make sure that there's not a Dutch lady there. So again, it's because of this word. So bisde Philistine. Okay. Now this is kind of a little funny one. Let's go back here. Okay. Thus, thus, in this manner, so asa. You'll get to know that verb well. Also not a strong verb, but an important one to do or to make. Okay. So thus David did, okay, or has done. Thus David did, David, ko asa David, v'ko mishpato. Now here, I think what we have to, I have to kind of go back and look, but I believe it's added in the English translations. And thus, these were, or there were, or thus were mishpato, his commandments. I think in some ways this is his custom. I think they made say, but mishpat, of course, is not commandments. No, it's not commandments. Judgments, mitzvahs, commandments. His judgments. So his customary judgments. This is what he did. His mishpat, his mishpato, his judgment. Okay. And it would not be judgments. I misspoke there because, again, this is a singular with the mishpato. Thus was his judgment, his custom. Kol, and remember, a comments with a consonant afterwards, so a closed syllable that's not accented. That's a comments hatuf. That's not kal. That's kol, a short vowel. Kol hayamim, all the days asher, that And here's our verb again. So here's our second verb, yasham, kamatz, patak. He dwelt, or he sat, dwelt, sat. Bisde, okay, and here's sade is the field, the country. So in the countryside, bisde Philistine, the Philistines. Okay, so thus David did, and thus was his custom, his judgment, all the days that he dwelt. Okay, because it's back to David. David dwelt in the countryside, in the country of the Philistines. Okay. Number 9, Adonai Natan Lachem Ha Shabbat. Okay, pretty straightforward there. Adonai. So now we're starting with the noun. So this is important. This is Adonai. Notice up here the said. That's the usual. Where verbs tend to come first in a sentence in Hebrew narratives. They're just telling things that happen. Here, Adonai, Natan, there's our verb, gave. Adonai, Natan, patek, Natan, lechem. There's lamed, our inseparable prefix, with chem, the pronominal suffix, that is second person plural masculine. Ha Shabbat, the Sabbath. The Lord gave to them the Sabbath. And again, say, the Lord gave, has given, had given. This would all be dependent upon the context. Okay? And then finally, Valo Shama Ami Lekoli. Okay? Valo Shama Ami Lekoli. So once again, here's the verb now at the beginning. Now, all of this is interesting. This is Psalms, so this is poetry, but let's just not worry about that right now. And did not listen. There's Shema. The Shema is Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one. So Shema, to hear, to listen, to pay attention, to even to obey, it's called. So Shema, so did not listen. Who did not listen? Ami. Okay, it's not with me. Okay, so it's not. I want you to be well, it's okay, but we know it's Ami because of the pata. Remember right now, what is there's the other one. This could be with me or Ami, my people, but this is my people. Why do we know that? Because the patak. Patak under the ayin, this is people. Hirik yod, that is our pronominal suffix. My is first person singular. My people. My people, which is masculine, did not listen. Lekoli, kol, voice, to my, there's the Hirik Yod, voice. My people did, and my people, but my people, and my people did not listen to my voice. Okay. There we go. So I hope that was helpful. This was a lot of verbs that will become very, very familiar to you, but they are not going to be any of the verbs that will be appearing in the next chapter, because very few of these were what we call strong verbs, which is what we'll talk about in chapter 13. Okay, guys, hope this was helpful. Thanks so much. Stop the share. There we go. And okay. Thanks so much, guys.